Alright. It is time. The Maru vs. Serral. That's right, it's the King of Battles tournament. It's just started in the last few days. I have not caught any of it because I've just moved house. But apparently they've dropped replays. Now, I don't know if it was just this set or a whole replay pack. Excuse me, guys. Ryan was nice enough to drop these replays and say, Pig, you gotta watch this. My mate Dragonite messaged me on the weekend when I was moving house. He's like, dude, have you seen this series? And I was like, is this series going on right now? Are you watching this? And I was like, I'm not, man, dude. I'm still moving all my furniture in right now. He's like, dude, you got to check it out later. It's a really good one. I was like, okay, everyone's hyped about Serral and Maru. I got to check this one out. So it's the first day back streaming at the new house. I just finished casting Icy Far, and I cannot wait to see what happens. Apparently, it's a best of 3. I believe this was a group stage match. I'm not even looking at the results because I don't know who wins. I think I know who wins because I saw a tweet, but I don't actually. I very quickly looked away and switched my brain off. I actually, when it comes to like, you know, if there's like a block of chocolate or a packet of Tim Tams or something in the kitchen, zero self-control, no brain control. But when it comes to not spoilering myself, I am a god. I am like a dude who's meditated on a mountain for 56 years practicing breathing techniques until he can like literally turn on and off parts of his brain at will. But I can only do it literally for spoilers. I will see something that spoils something and I will immediately like empty that part of my brain. It's like, you know, when a ship is sinking or a submarine and they like lock off one section and the people in there have to get stuck and drown. That's what I do. That's what I do when people spoil results that I'm excited for. So that's what I did for this one. And I'm going to stop even talking about that or I might unlock that memory. But I'm pretty sure that it was a very good match. I believe it was quite back and forth. So, I mean, without further ado, let's talk about what's happening. No scout for this boy, which is a good way to play against Serral. He very rarely rushes. No one-base Ravager or anything coming at him. This up here, representing Jin Air Green Wings, the best Terraning career in the last few years. It is Maru. Don't get me wrong. Players like TY have outclassed him in Season 1 this year and so on, but still insanely good. Down here in the bottom left, though, the Zerg player, the Finnish phenom, an absolute monster. But he's been struggling lately against the very tip-top opposition. None of his wins have looked as effortless as they once did. It is Serral. And he's got that drone over on the third base. Drops that hatchery on 28 supply. That's a very early third hatch, but just wants to make sure Maru can't mess with it with the Reaper. And you'll notice he's delayed his Zergling speed to allow that to happen. Doesn't lose any Zerglings. The Queen pushes back the Reaper, and he's saving energy. He wants to put a Creep Tumor down. And that Reaper was already 2 damaged. Couldn't come forward to deny that. Now, still no Zergling speed. Serral? Okay, this is getting to be obscenely late. Okay, there we go. He starts it up now. That's going to be like 4 minutes 20. So the thing is, if Maru hits 4 Hellion production in a row and runs across the map with him, Serral's going to be defending a 4 Hellion dive with just a bunch of slow Zerglings. So there is a small window where it would be dicey, but actually this is not that build. This is a quick third command center. So it's third command center into second gas. And what you delay with this build is you delay Hellion production. So your starport, your factory is still early. Well, why do you build a factory so early? It's so you can start the starport, start the tech lab, which he's a little late on, swap those over to get Banshees to be safe against the defense. Your Hellions pop out a bit later. There's a bit of downtime on that production. So you're not being as aggressive. So very defensive versus very defensive stances from both players. Looks like a good setup for a macro game. Now, he's actually not going to go Banshee, and I'm not sure if that's because he saw something or if he's just he's chosen to go Liberator and then Tech Lab. Interesting. It's not a quick Liberator by any means, but not too slow. Overlord's going to come on in, and Marine's going to manage to shoo that one out. Link speed's now finished up, as I said, about 4 minutes 10. Ooh, Creep Tumor snipe. Nicely done there by Maru. All right. A few Zerglings do come on out. That Overlord does see the third CC. You see a starport with no add-on? Often, about 20 seconds from now, 4:45, you'll build a Spore there and a Spore there to help deal with that Liberator that you know is probably coming out. You also will make sure you have vision of this whole area to make sure Hellion drops can't sneak into your base. And there we go. Spore Crawler, Spore Crawler. Serral is so solid, you know? It's like he can hear the coach a pig in his ear, right? You know, he's like, oh, because he needs me to coach him. He's so low level. Ugh. I feel like even when I had Serral in my War Chest Team League team, like if I was gonna give him any advice, I felt like it might make him play worse. That's like the level of Serral as a player. I was like, oh, I shouldn't even speak to. I think if I make eye contact with him, he might contract lower MMR. Like, it's actually how obscene he is. Oof. What's the best submarine war movie? Says Corvathro. I don't know. Was The Hunt for Red October good? That was a good book. I can't remember. Ooh, the Liberator goes down. No actual damage? Wait. Did he kill anything? I didn't realize that Lib went back in. Ooh. That's a good hold. 25 Lings are out, which is a real healthy count here for Serral. So it's good for Maru that he didn't dive. If he dived into that and got surrounded by those Lings, he'd be in trouble. Now, he did get rid of a lot of creep, but look at that. Serral quickly respreads. And these tumors, active, pushing forward. Overlord's even dumping there. Now, this is only... Oh, he's got double Evo, but they're in different places. I hate that shit. Ugh, gross. Where does Serral control group his Evos, by the way? Does he? Ah, number 6. Okay, cool. And 1-1 upgrades are on the way. We've got Baneling speed. Overlord speed very early. So Serral wants to slide some Bane drops in. Now he's going to just be massing Ling Bane. I think he'll be going Hydras. I do actually like Baneling drops with Hydras because you can get stuck being a bit too defensive with Hydras. And having the ability to open up something like a Bane drop can be a nice way of adding something in. That being said, he's on 6 gas, right? So what are we doing with all that gas? Aspire does go down, but so late. Wow. That's an odd choice by Serral. I mean, I think Mutiling Bane's great. I just feel like that would have started before Overlord speed at the very least, right? It's a very bizarre move to go Overlord speed so early, so I'm not sure. Of course, it would be 5 gases for Hydras, 4 gases for Ultra Zergling Baneling, and like where you skip any lair tech, and 6 gases for Mutalisks or Corruptors is the general rule. Now, Maru's playing pretty conservative. He's going across, but the Hellions are waiting to see if there's a Ling run by. That's still not walled off. Put another depot. But sometimes you can join up Hellbats with this and make this a very powerful push. 1-1's almost finished. It's not quite there. Neither is Combat Shields. Can't really get much. Serral's creep's getting a bit out of control. The Hellions, yeah, this is usually how the Terrans have started doing it. They show the medevac drop. That usually triggers the Zerg to go in with any Zergling run by. The Hellions are already waiting for that. If it doesn't come in, then the Hellions come across to join up with the second wave. So if this Ling Bane chases off creep, the Hellions come in big. Yeah, some nice splash damage, and does save almost all of the Marines. The medevac does get heavily bruised, but good micro by Maru. Picks off a few Lings, a few Banes. Behind this, the 1-1 upgrades are finishing for Serral. They've already finished for Maru. Where is that 2-2 Maru? It's a big part of his build order. He was ahead on the upgrades earlier, but he's a bit slow now. 4th command center is well underway. 6th, 7th, 8th barracks are starting. His +2 attack starts, as does his +2 armor. +2/2 has not started for Serral yet, who's just built about 11 mutas. Starts +1 fire attack, but delaying his 2-2 as well. Ling run by, getting ready on the left-hand side. Wants to run in there to the natural. And of course that Widowmine production fully underway. A second factory making drilling claws, can make 3 Widowmines at a time. This is awesome. Ooh. Oh, whoa. Okay, oh, those Widowmines, they don't find the money. The Banelings do roll in. Nicely done. Maru picks up and leaves. You can't chase that down though, Serral. Watch out, it's a trap! It's a trap! Oh no! Ooh, okay. Doesn't take the big hit to the Banelings. You're always in danger there. If you pull back a bit too late, you might actually pull the Widowmine with your Zerglings into your own Banelings and take a massive hit like that. 2-2 has now started up. 85 workers and a 5th base on the way. Ooh, all right. Maru's got a big economy as well though, so I actually wouldn't mind another 10 workers for Serral. Because this army, Mutiling Bane, it's hitting its expiry date. He needs a hive right now. You can't keep making mutas at this point. Ooh, Serral is objectively playing this run. This is something I've been pretty vocal on recently. A lot of the Terrans, innovations leading the charge, but Maru and Clem both do this almost as well. They play a bit more laid back sometimes with that early pressure, that 3-base pressure, and then they just get a way quicker 4th. And the thing is, their 2-2 Biomine Max is deadly. They come out with more Marauders earlier because they're getting these tech labs. Do we get Concussive? He forgot Concussive. He needs to remember that. But they've got the second factory down, pumping out Drilling Claws, Mines, and Thors. And that combination is deadly. You can't fight this army efficiently. Biomine Thor, Mutiling Bane does not fight that efficiently when it's maxed out. When you get some Marauders up front tanking, using those concussive shells, when you get those Widow Mines layered backwards, when you get Thors wrecking them, it can be really powerful. Now, Serral recognizing this, he's like, oh, the push hasn't come yet. Oh shit, this game's going longer. Serral realizes he's going to be taking shit fights with this comp. He's gone the infestation. He needs to start that hive. He's got +2 fire attacks on the way, but I like that he's setting up some Ling Bane run-bys because he really wants to be fighting on Maru's side of the map, and he wants to pick where the fights are. The problem he was having against Innovation in the season finals was group stages was specific. I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, so the problem he was having was he kept letting the Terran come across, set up nice Widow Mine spreads, nice bio spreads, and then fighting into it. And you really need to backstab and counterattack. So notice the way he's posturing is beautiful. This is art from Serral. Now he's not committing because Maru's not committing. But the moment Maru, a lot of the Terrans, they'll split their army. Half down the right, half down the left. They'll try to bait you into taking bad fights. But because Maru's just chilling, Serral's just chilling. He's looking for openings, commit some Banelings, a few SCVs, nothing major. He's got a giant economy. But he's saying, look, I'm ready. The moment you move out on the map, I'm going to bypass your army and I'm going to make you fight where I want you to fight. I'm not going to let you set up the perfect biomine spread. No way, man. Speaking of which, the mine production, a lot of the mines have gone down. Maru's almost maxed here. He is supply blocked. Oh, losing turrets in the main. Has he taken a bit too long to get his push going? He might have. Still a very frightening Terran army. You can see the army supply. So even when you look at that Zerg bank and you go, oh wow, so much money, you've got to remember, this is the Terran choosing to go to this stage of the game. As long as he can protect his SCVs, he's got a 5th command center, he's got a gigantic army, he's got a big lead on the 3-3, and there is a hive finished. But +3 melee starts up in the midst of this. Are we going to see an Ultra Cavern? Are we going to see +3 Carapace? He starts +3 Carapace as well. Oh, Serral, you absolute tank. He's literally microing mutas and tabbing to his production facilities at the same time and starting upgrades as he gets the money for it. So sick. Okay, we got Banelings on the left. That's a lot of Banelings, but nice Widow Mine spready. That one could still be deadly though. Oh no, 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 no. Split a Baneling in front, please. I think he's just got to pull it home. Yeah, those units are there. He's got to pull home now. This is not that big an army. Ooh, but that's so tanky, man. Marauders and Thors, they absorb a lot of Banelings. So we have Adrenal Gland. Still no Adrenal, still no Ultra Cavern. But +2 flyer attacks is done. And we've got +1 Carapace, which is a nice upgrade to buff up those mutas and so on. Ooh, goodbye Widow Mine, goodbye Widow Mine. Look at this, the way he's just tactically trying to open up these avenues. And he even takes a Widow Mine shot, Thor shot to the face there. Has to pull back though. Detonates purposely on that Widow Mine, but he couldn't get the other one. Because of that, he pulls back for now. But look at this. This is what I was talking about. Maru is set up on the right-hand side with his push. In the units lost, you can see he's being a bit more efficient. Not as efficient as he'd like to be, though. Normally, you want to be, if you're playing this slow style against Zerg, you want to be very, very patient and efficient. Ling Bane here is going to roll forward. Doesn't get the cancel on the hatch. That's a good fight here. Good fight for the Terran. Can he hold on though? There is so much Zerg on the map. The remax is instant every time. Because Serral's economy is not really getting slowed down, you know, Serral's like, okay, I guess I just have to keep respreading creep everywhere, and okay, we're going to keep playing. There's only 2 Overseers right now, and they're both up there with the mutas, which means that Widow Mine is going to keep firing. Does he realize? Does he make another Overseer? Come on, Serral. There we go. Makes another Overseer, adds that over to this army. You can see he's got, looking at Serral's control groups, he's got this army up here with the mutas. Ooh, that's a goodbye planetary. It's only the 5th base though. There's still 4 bases up, and he may lose a base in trade because look at that. He has to pull back from that top left-hand side. This base is under threat. Oh, he's going to lose it. Not quite quick enough to position. Actually, wait, hold that. Yes, yeah. Just focuses the Marauders for a moment. Leaves the other ones there. Look at that micro. Serral moves the Banelings away, lets the Zerglings clean up the Marauders. Remember, Marauders do not do much damage against light units. But they are very good at tanking Banelings. That's kind of what their job is. They need Marines and Widow Mines behind them to deal with the Zerglings, to deal with the Banelings, to actually kill them. The Marauders just there to try and soak up hits. When a fight gets messy enough, the Marauders kind of tank. They slow things down with that concussive shell, which he has now remembered to make. It's just 3-3. Biomine coming forward here. Serral still a few thousand resources ahead in the bank, and his army supply not so far behind now. He intercepts the rally there, but oh, a hot pickup on the Thor saves it from the Ling Mutus around. Serral goes back in with the Lings. Of course, that's not a planetary. He took the planetary out. So that does open up a weakness. On the right-hand side, though, unable to engage is Serral, and he's still not finding the big worker damage. He is going into Ultras now. He still has not made the adrenal glands upgrade. A bit of a misstep here. As Maru patiently plays this late game. Watch out for that Widow Mine. Ooh, it's a decent hit, but not the game winner that he wanted. Zerglings do find their way in. He's got to micro them though, and look at that. Maru's so quick. They're just not finding the big opening he wanted. Ooh, I like that. They do burrow there, but they get spotted. Does at least bait out a scan though. The mutas get caught on the left-hand side. The muta count's gone. Does he replace those? Corruptors, I much prefer that choice. Is there a greater spire? There is not. Corruptor's going to be much tankier though. They're going to fly overhead sniping medevacs where mutas would have died on the other hand. Okay, 4 SCVs, 5 SCVs go down. Zergling's doing some work. Ultras have kindness blading. Ultraling Bane does clear through that army. But you know what? The creeps receded on the right. The creeps receded on the left. Maru slowly is gaining map control, and the bank is not that different. Maru's still macroing like an absolute monster. The Banelings are rolling forward here. Oh, the Zerglings find their way into that third one more time. If you can get some SCVs, that'll be huge. The Ultras do route the right-hand side. A relatively quick response here from Maru. Is it going to be enough? Lings on the left as well. Ooh, Serral! He's finding openings now. Just these small numbers of Lings starting to find the damage. Does get 9 SCVs, and he denies some mining. And most importantly, pulls Maru home for a bit. This gives a bit of time for Serral. Tries to replace tumors. Only one goes down. The other ones were not able to get down in time. He's only got one active tumor there. He's got to be re-spreading this creep. This is one of the big things. The Lings running in the bases is good. The macro is good for Serral, but he needs more bases. He needs to mine this one out. Look at that. He keeps trying to burrow in the corners. He's not able to do it there. He's going to try and run forward on this base. Ling Bane Ultra on the left. Oh, the Marauders focus down those 2 Ultras like they're nothing. And then pull back. Ultra Ling Bane running in, and that is a dead planetary. A good move there for Serral. Is it though? Is it? It's only good if you can keep him off retaking it, which I don't think he can right now. I actually think Maru is winning this game now. Maru is getting into Ghost. He's got an amazing army. I mean, he's trying to spread out to this left-hand side, and that's not really something he can defend, but he can at least send a few Marines up to get rid of the hatchery, which is the important part. But look at that. Widow Mines to deal with Banelings. Oh. Yeah, Banelings aren't going to do shit. These Zergling run-bys through the middle, though. Oh, the fact that he keeps finding this is great. Still no adrenal glands is really hurting Serral here. He could have plus 40% attack speed on these Zerglings, but he just doesn't realize it's missing. I love that he's continuing to upgrade, though, and the Ling upgrades are still doing well. They are continuing to find their way in these Ling run-bys. Widow Mines, he's still splitting individual Zerglings to take the Widow Mine shots away from the core of the Ling Bane. Oh, what the fudge, man. How is he keeping this up? Again, goes for the exact same angle. Realizes there's units, goes for a burrow. Maru, just out of detection range. Ling's on the right. Ling's there. Anywhere you don't have a planetary, you need to leave army. And, oh, this is so well done. And look at that. He keeps shift queuing them to burrow. He unburrows in that base. Serral, the burrow god, is actually tearing Maru apart. This is great. It's the burrow. It's these little Ling run-bys that are doing great right now. Remember, Maru still has a giant army and bank, so it still comes down to the big fights, but the fact that he's damaging the economy and wearing him down is good. The Banelings hit the ghosts. The Banelings hit the ghosts. Oh, the ghosts getting a nice spready on. But look at that. Got to pull out. Serral's got to pull out. I think he's going to go for the base with the Ultras, but he can't take it out in time. He hits the right-hand side, though. He gets 23 SCVs. Ooh, this may be the important maneuver. He can't let this base get up, though. That army could crash in there. He's got to go deeper. Deeper, deeper, deeper. Kitty, 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 kitty. This is your audition to be best player in the world, Serral. Let's go. Some people would say Raynor is the true GOAT right now. Oh, shit. Does get a few SCVs, but loses a lot of units for it. 120 army supply versus 83. Serral, right now, income-wise, is up. But, you know, 1 or 2 big rounds of mules can change that very quickly. There is a Widow Mine there. That's what we heard fire. More drones trying to take that base. This base here has not really been mining. This base here has been denied once or twice as well. So this bottom right is fresh, and it's important for Serral to hold on to it. He's going to try and take the top left at the same time. This is Serral's entire army. He needs to win this fight. He loses this fight. He loses control of his economy in the bottom right. And Maru rolls the game. Oh no, he lost all of his Banes. The Ultras are getting sniped. The Ultras are getting sniped. He's got to pull back without Banelings. I don't know if he can get that army. There's just a bit too much Terran there. Serral there spreading, looking for a bit of a run by. He's going to try and pull the fight away, but there's a planetary up. Oh no, the Lings run into a planetary and a Widow Mine. They're going to get rolled. Good spready though. He does manage to do that in time. As I said though, this hatchery is going down. He's lost almost all of his Lings on the left-hand side. He loses that hatchery. Uh-oh. Serral just took a big economic hit. He's lost a lot of army in this last minute or so. And these Zerglings do find their way into that third base again. This time burrowing a little bit too close to that turret. Has to burrow it up there. Widowmine spread there. This base not placed correctly, but it's still good enough. Anything will do right now as Infestors finally join the field. Infestors are the great equalizer against these armies. The last few times I've seen Zergs play this sort of late game, I've been very frustrated, saying, where are the Infestors? Why are you not adding a few of them in there? Because the way these armies are being controlled from Terran, it gets much more uncomfortable. If you've got those Infestors threatening, there's often opportunities where you can throw one fungal, catch all the bio, and win the game right there. 2-2 upgrades for the air for Zerg, up against just +1 plating for the Metavacs and the Widow Mines. Still no adrenal glands, so it's so far past the point where you'll even ever think about that. And that's a real bummer for Serral. But he does have Infestors. Did he get Pathogen Glands first? He did not, so I don't think his Infestors have energy yet. They'll have it in about 10 seconds. They're all at about 70 energy right now, so give it a little bit. If this army clumps up a bit too much, it's going to get fungled. He's trying to ambush here. He's not going to get it, dude. There's no way he gets it, though. These units are too spread. He wants to get the ghosts at least. Whoa, he gets the ghost with one fungal. I don't know if that's enough, though. It's not. It's really, really not. Let's have 2 more there. Oh, he gets a few big fungals. Is it going to be enough? Those ghosts unable to snipe while they're damaged, of course. But there are more Widow Mines. Oh, a good spready. The Widow Mines are taking out a lot of the ghosts as well. This is such a close fight. But I think a few too many of those ghosts taking Baneling hits, taking Widow Mine friendly fire. Oh, another great Widow Mine, though. And whenever you get turned, bam, you always lose units on the retreat. A quick retreat, though, could have been worse there for Serral. As things look, though, that base is healthy. That base is healthy. 57 workers versus 82 drones. Looks bad. It's fine. Serral needs to hang on to this base. And right now, these Widow Mines are all recharging, mate. He's got some Lings going around the left, but there's nothing they can do. They're looking to deny a base that doesn't even exist yet. These 2 bases in the bottom right are Serral's lifeline. He's still got decent mining here. He's going for more gases. Trying to make Ling Bane, but I mean, that base is mined out. Okay, he's going to try and get some Lings in the mineral line. Planetary's a little far away, so I do like that move. Hey, even pulls the Widow Mine into the SCVs. And he will, well, he's meant to burrow there. He didn't quite do it, but that's okay. Corruptors come forward. They catch a transferring command center, and they do a bit of a P on it. Always good to let your opponent know that you're going to piss on their building, piss on their doorstep, disrespect their family, and tell them to F off. Okay, those Widow Mines finally are getting cleaned up. Uh-oh. Good spready. Once again, a very good spready there from Serral. He's so good at those. Does get rid of this base. That's very important. Even just burrowing a Zergling there each time is huge. Yeah, this is nice. Because Maru's getting the top left. You've got to deny this base. If you're going to let him get the top left, you've got to deny that. And you've really got to look for efficiency here. So I actually think Infestors are such a big brain move. I think he's got to rebuild them. And if you catch these armies rotating, you just pop up there, bam, jump on them. There's always the ability, because look at how thin Maru's stretched between these extremes. I actually think retaking this base right now is a huge mistake from Maru. His 2 most important bases are on the left. Now he's opening himself up to run-bys. That planetary is up. Ooh, that's not enough Zerglings. No! Serral takes a bunch to the Widow Mine. He sees it's a planetary. He's got to pull back. Oh, I don't know if Serral can make enough Banelings to take out those bases on the left. There's Widow Mines there. You know what? I thought it was a bit risky moving to the right-hand side at this point as Maru, but I think it might pay off. Lings do find the rally. That's a nice move. Sensor tower. Oh, focus it. Yeah. He focuses the sensor tower there. Gets into the main. Ooh, nice. Rolls in the front at the same time. He actually caught a whole bunch of units with a surround. Oh my god, he's got Lings on the production as well. He just said, hey, you're busy running home to deal with your production. Guess what? jumps on top, forces the lift there one more time, and now he's going to rotate to that left-hand side, is he? Okay, he's going to clear the Widow Mines first of all, but... Oh my god, those last second splits are going to give me a heart attack. Oh. Infestors would be amazing right now. He's got the gas income back up now. A couple of Infestors would be great. He's still got a good Corruptor count though. 6 Corruptors, 2 Ultras, mostly Zergling Baneling. 2 Infestors do queue up. Oh, this is intense. This is still very close. Neck and neck in army supply. These Biomine Ghosts. How many Ghosts are there? Only 5 right now, but there's only 2 Ultras. Oh my lord. Serral just took a massive hit. A massive hit to the face. I think he's getting over eager here. I don't think this was the right point to fight. I think... Yeah, and he thinks so as well. Oh my god. Things weren't amazing for him. I think they were still fine. I think there's still a lot of play at this point. But then going up that ramp into those Widow Mines, I mean, you could look at it, you're like, cool, it's neck and neck. But the thing is, and I do think missing Adrenal Glands all game was a huge mistake. Think about how many Ling Run buys there were, how many fights there were with Zerglings fighting other units. But look at that, the Widow Mine shots here. Oh my god. Oh my god, and he's like, fuck. Because he knows his income's just not that great. Terran just has more fresh bases on his side of the map. He's been so much more efficient. 20,000 resources. I was talking about efficiency earlier. 20,000. 20,000. That base is half mined out. This one is going to be mining out in the next few minutes. There's almost no minerals left there. He's out of cash, whereas his opponent's rich, even without this bottom right. As long as Maru has those 2 top bases, yeah. This army had to be very efficient. I do think he forced the issue there and needed to be a bit more patient, but GG, well played, and Maru takes map number 1. Freddle, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Pigsty, mate. Let's get straight into game number 2. People asking about ping. All right, guys, up here in the top right-hand side, in the blue, the Terran player, it is Maru. Up 1 game. Down at the bottom left, in the red, it's Jagannatha, and this is Serral. Good to see a new map already. People saying, I heard it was 200 ping for Koreans and 150 for Europeans. Isn't that a big factor in these games? So I have no idea who was casting. I have no idea what server these games were playing on. Like I said, I was moving house over the weekend. Usually the ping is very even between players. So I always like people like, yeah, like the Koreans have so much lag. It's so unfair. No, actually it's usually very even. Europe's a massive country and every European player is going to get different ping to America. Now, are they playing US West 1 game, US East the next? They're probably just playing Central every game. That's usually what you would do. And depending on the internet connection of both players, yeah, it would, if it's 200 from Korea, that's pretty shitty routing, I would say. Because it shouldn't be that far. Because like I get 200 ping and it's a longer distance geographically from where I live. What I would say is that both players are playing with lag. In this COVID isolation era, we're dealing with more players having to play with lag. Now, usually you would argue that bio is so micro and focus fire dependent that it's very difficult to play with lag, and it's harder because Zerg can just A move. And I think at lower levels, for sure, yeah, playing with lag, bit easier for the A move army. But what we've seen is Terran players aren't just trying to win off one micro maneuver anymore. Innovation and Maru both have made this strong swap into, I will do pressure, but I will be a bit more conservative with it. I will macro harder, and I will get the fastest second factory, 8 barracks, Biomine Thor, 2-2, parading across the map, taking a fast 4th, going up to a fast 5th. And it's this, I'm going to grind you down with efficiency over time. And the crazy thing is, people are like, wow, does Zerg just A move? No. If your opponent sets up Widow Mine traps everywhere and does it right, you have to do a ton of multitasking in micro as well. So whilst I would normally feel like it favors the Zerg a little bit, especially playing Mutiling Bane versus Bio, I think the Terran players have done such a good job of changing their style to adapt to the lag environment. If they kept doing these like two double medevac, 2 siege tank pushes at the 6-minute 45, 7-minute mark off the Hellion opening, where they're like, I gotta do damage to the Zerg's third, like I gotta cancel his fourth. Like, if they kept doing that, it's like, well, yeah, and then you miss micro slightly and you lose, right? Because everything's on this one push. But because the Terrans are playing this bigger, slower style that's decided by many engagements, and they're setting up more Widow Mines than ever, you're realizing that for the Zerg playing with lag, it's incredibly difficult if there's lots of Widow Mines out. I would still say the lag probably favors the Zerg player a little bit, but I think it's not nearly as accentuated as it was when players weren't as used to the lag. All the tournaments are on lag now. People are getting used to it, and they're adapting. You know, I always talk about this. Someone who lives in Australia, there's people who, I play on the ladder every day, and they're like, oh, fucking lag, I can't even play with this shit. And I'm like, dude, why would you choose the most micro-intensive strategy? They're like, oh, I can't micro my disruptors. I'm like, why are you playing disruptors then? If you know you're on that server, like, why are you so stupid? Take some responsibility for your loss and actually play a strategy that you know, suits the environment. I don't know, man. It's an interesting thing. I don't know how they did it. I assume it would be central, and I would need to see both players, you know, sharing their ping checks, and I have no idea how stable those ping checks would actually be. So essentially, all you can say for sure is both players are playing with a relatively even playing field of lag, and it will mean you're going to see a lot more of that quick third command center, like we did in the last game, and like we're seeing again in this game. Now, Ling speed is finished. That's a quick lair. It's a very quick lair and a second gas, but only rallying the workers into that gas now. Third gas goes down. So there's going to be a quick Baneling speed for Serral. The question is, does he use this for quick mutas? I feel like he might, but he might just go 1-1 upgrades in Bane speed before going mutas again. And to be honest, I haven't really played many games on this map, so I don't even know if I've played any games actually here. I think maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, not really sure. I think you take this 4th base here, surely. Because this 4th base is like so separate. It's hard for them to attack up to, but it's just there's too many high ground, low ground ramp interactions. Against the Terran, it's going to be a Widow Mine siege tank dream. Spire does go down. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, that layer, even this Bane speed is insanely fast, in my opinion. Banshees will be coming across the map. And Serral stopped at just 6 queens. He does have a Spore in his main and his third. He skipped it in the natural. If Maru's super big brain, he comes here, cuts in this way, and goes straight for the natural. Cloaks nice and early to make sure they're not spotted ahead of time. Let's go to Serral's camera, see how quick he responds to this. He's going to have to quickly pull drones away, morph an Overseer, and he actually does go for the bottom right base. Fascinating. I guess there's some ledges in front of that front base as well. Immediately pulls drones, loses 3 workers still, of course. It's 2 Banshees, that's to be expected. But where's the Overseer? He's morphing it. Where are his extra queens? Ooh, 6 drones. Nice start for Maru. Mari! Ooh! Ooh! Oh, gets another one. 7, 8. Oh, greedy Maru. Greedy Maru. 9 drones and gets away with it. Yeah, does he? Does lose one of the Banshees. The other one on just 2 hit points. So no follow-up for that. 9 drones sounds okay, but a laser, especially, and a lot of other high-level Zergs would say keeping that Banshee alive and clearing creep, much more useful. So even now, you kind of want to pick off these tumors because look at this creep spread. That's insane. Look at this creep. It's so far out. Oh my god. He's like, dude, if you're not going to poke with your Hellions at all, I will have the most disgusting... He gets over there. He's like, oh, we can't push on that. Let's go down the right. Realizes there's no 4th there. Oh my god, this is sick creep spread, guys. So Maru finally going to be pushing here. A 7-minute bio mine push. This is kind of that 7-minute push I was talking about, but not like with 2 tanks, but with Widow Mines instead. Oh, nice transfuses. Moist transfuses. Oh, that Widow Mine does get 3 Banes, but there's mutas here. Uh-oh. I was like, oh, this is a good trade. He can save some Marines, but with the mutas there and such a long map. Ooh. going to lose all the mines, all the medevacs. And that gives you a lot of control as the Zerg player. +1 melee and +1 carapace starts up. +1 flyer attacks was already on the way, by the way. You know, you guys can ask me questions in Twitch chat like any day or on Twitter, right? Pig, why don't you have chat privacy on? Sometimes people need to send me important messages. They're like, Pig, Dr. Pig, I have a wart on my genitals. It's green. What should I do? I'm like, well, ask an actual medical professional. And they're like, okay. I'm like, glad I could be of service. All right. Let's go. Ooh. Oh. We got mutas and zerglings there. What is this upgrade advantage? It's about 50 seconds. The question is, does 2-2 start straight away? Can he maintain that advantage? The mutas are controlling right now. The creep spread is Scarlet level. And I feel like as Serral, he's got Lings set up. Does he have any Banelings at home? Just a handful. Doesn't really need any more than that though. And +2 attack stance, but not +2 armor. He's a bit cast-starved as Maru, and yeah, I don't know, man. Units getting picked off left, right, and center. Maru's trying to get up his extra tech labs. It's interesting that he got his 4th and 5th barracks out front his base. He's going to be starting sensor towers and trying to play that same sort of slow game as we saw in game number 1, but I feel like this time around, you know, that hive's going to be on the way a lot faster. I think quick infestors would be great. I don't think we'll see them. I think we're going to see 95 drone ultra zergling baneling. As you see, 9 more drones come in. Serral will pop up his worker count exceptionally high for a short period. Starts his own 2-2, not too far behind. I think that's actually okay for him. Starts his hive at 9 minutes 40. He's got a 5th base up already. Lots of drones going out there. Starting to break down these rocks all over the map, which is a great call. And the creep is just incessant. So it looks like an identical setup. 5th command center's there. How many Thors we got out? Just the 2. Usually you just want 1 Thor with each army to punish the mutas if they clump up too much. The main base though. Ooh, he's got a few more turrets this time. Is it enough though? That's 22 mutas. Ooh. Oh, Widowmine's there. 1 Widowmine shot gets off. A couple mutas do fall. Muta's gonna fall back for now. Lots of Lingbane on the left. And look at just the Widowmine count, dude. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to put Widowmines everywhere. Serral's playing with lag as well. He can't deal with this. No, I mean, this start of the game was so good for Serral. The Terrans are being so defensive. To me, I do think there is, on a strategic level, something missing for most of these Zerg players. The Terrans are really sitting back. And I think the Zergs are a little bit too antsy. I really do think you could go even higher on the work. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay. Does take 1 mine shot, but kills the other 2 without the fire. Okay, this is the moment, right? This 5th command center floats out to the right-hand side, and I think that's the point where the Terran is stretched too thin. And I think that's the point where you can swing in on multiple angles and start to find weakness. This time around, there are Widow Mines left on the middle, so those Zerglings that kept hitting the center in the last game, not going to work here. 2-2's not quite done. It's not quite done. Needs another 10 seconds for Carapace. He's going to go in pre-Carapace. Ooh, is this jumping the gun for Serral? Well, there's not that much firepower here, so I think it's okay. But he's got to go for that planetary, surely. Yeah, he's going to just have to kill the planetary, get as many SCVs as he can. And it's not the greatest trade. He's got to kill some of those SCVs, dude. Only 8 workers go down? Ugh. It's an ugly trade. That's good. You know, it's a good trade for Maru. He immediately plants a new command center. He can rebuild those workers. He's got an incredible SCV count. He can start working his way into ghosts from here. And I wonder if this game even makes it to the mass nuke period of the game, because that's one of my favorite favorite things is when Maru and Innovation in 2018 were making these crazy comebacks with mass nukes against Zerg. They're just gonna fly around. They're gonna take out those Widow Mines. Not enough units there. Oh, Serral, you're gonna take out that drop, mate. Oh, not able to focus the medevac quick enough. A bit slow. You should have saw what Maru was doing when those units pumped up like that. Does some damage to the planetary on the left-hand side. He spreads the lings, takes out the 3 Widow Mines. Nicely done. Gets in here just before the planetary is done. And that's going to be a dead planetary. He says, no base for you. Comes back in on the right-hand side as well. Oh, if it's a double base snipe, that's where you really get the money. And there, it's going to go down. The Mutas do take out the base on the right. They're going to come forward and take out some Widow Mines. 1 or 2 Widow Mine shots is not too bad. And well done here by Serral. This time around, it feels like he's keeping Maru under his thumb a little bit more. Maru still has a big army supply, great upgrades and so on. But yeah. Oh my god, guys, Adrenal! Adrenal started! Serral's not going to forget it this game. He started Adrenal Glands. Oh, you absolute ledge. Yes! And pathogen glands and anabolic synthesis. Oh, it's like Serral was listening to my casting between the games. Let's be real. You guys know when you see Serral angrily scratching his head after a map win or lose? I feel like he does hear the things that I say, but in a much more angry voice with a lot more Finnish swear words. Going, oh, you fucking... You look at the way he scratches his head in between games and you're like, yeah, he's absolutely calling himself names internally. He's like, you fucking... I can't believe I let this fucking noob do this shit. I reckon, like, secretly, Serral has a barcode where he's just like 6.5k Zerg on the EU ladder, and he's just like BMing people and shit. No. I can't even imagine. I'm like trying to imagine. I can't. Banelings are going to kill a few depots and marauders. It's not a pretty trade, but 5k minerals in the bank, I don't mind it. Serral just needs to keep taking gases. He's at a dangerous ratio right now where he does need to take 2 more gas geysers. See, these ones in the natural are going to be... No, he actually took those so late. Those don't mine out for a long time. This is only 15 minutes into this game. It's been so defensive from Maru that they've really rushed to the late game. It feels like it's like 20 minutes in, but it's only 15 minutes. And this is actually going to be... Oh, no! 30 Banelings for 1 Widow Mine and a Ghost. Oh my god, Muta's getting sniped as well. They do take out the Thor, though. Banelings, can they find the Ghosts? Oh, Serral's got so many Banelings. He might just have the numbers here. He's already got a bunch of SCVs with this. He's forced a bit of a lift off. His Mutas are fighting down the bottom. Not head-to-head, a terrible trade, I would say, for Serral. But I think it might be okay, because he's keeping him on 4 base up against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 base. 7 base versus 4, and that means Maru's starting to run dry. He's starting to mine out. As long as Serral can keep up this pace, I think it's okay. Now, I think he's got to hit that left-hand side again. There's no planetary. There's just 3 Widow Mines. He can't leave that open. But his Muta count's been worn down. Those Mutas on their own, that's not enough to one-shot a Widow Mine anymore. I don't think. 9 times 11, maybe just. Just barely enough. Okay. The Widow Mines only have 1 armor. Okay, you only need, like... You only need 8 then? 8 with 11 damage, I guess? 88. No, you need 9. He's literally got just enough. Does force this command center on the right-hand side to lift as well. And, okay, I like that. The burrowed Zerglings are starting. He's like, oh, you're going to stay on your ramp? No, you're going to come out and actually fight me off these bases. You can't just sit there. And I'd love to see Serral rotate for the natural. At this point, push through the middle. You're pulling him so far to the edges. Push through the middle. Hit this left-hand side as well. 34 SCVs on that base. Oh, he's going to go for the army. He's going for the army surround. Coming in from every single angle. Those Banelings looking for the Ghosts. They aren't quite able to find them, aren't they, though? Oh my god, keep your eyes on that. Keep your eyes on that. Ghosts. Oh, a lot of the Ghosts go down. Back down at the front. It looks like there was just enough Ultra Zergling Muta to take down most of the Terran force. He pulls back. I mean, he's bruised, he's bloodied as Serral, but Maru, his nose is bent and crooked. He is just taking too much of a beating because he can't get the 5th up. If that was landed in the midst of this, I think he'd be fine. The problem is right now, where are his SCVs going to possibly mine from? He's trying to transfer them from all these bases, but they are out. They're dry on juice. They're running low. And I think especially with Adrenal Glands, anytime his Zerglings are actually standing and fighting, they're so much better than they were in that previous game. He's now replacing the dead Mutalisks with Corruptors. As these Mutas all die out, he's not going to bother replacing them at all. Just going to swap to the Corruptors, and I love this. Burrowed Zerglings abound. That's a lot of SCVs in the open. He runs forward with some Zerglings, some Mutas, just a low commitment there to take out a few of those units. Does kill a base on the left-hand side of the map. Serral mines too much. Ooh, pulling the Widowmine shots into the friendly units. Maru's trying to scramble over there. He's still up 40 army supply, remember. How much of that is medevacs? 12 medevacs. Oof. It's a lot of healing. But it does mean he's only got 3 ghosts, 12 mines, 25 marauders, 21 marines. And look at that, denying the right-hand side. So finally getting a 5th base is Maru, and this is his lifeline. This is him literally as a hungry vampire sinking his veins into a nice, fresh, young neck and giving life to his Terran economy. Without that base, he's fucked because he's almost out of minerals on everything else. Maru needs to hold that, and he needs to not let Serral get these top middle bases. Serral's getting horny here. He's diving. He's set off most of those widow mines on the right ahead of time, but it's mostly banelings against marauders. I don't know if he's got the right army comp to make this work. Something did a run by on the right-hand side, but it looks like it got cleaned up as well. And oh, that may have been an even worse fight. That was appallingly bad. That was basically banelings versus marauders with 1 or 2 ultras mixed in against an almost pure marauder army. He needs to be heavy zergling against marauders. The problem is with the number of widow mines and ghosts, zerglings are a dicey prospect. Oh man, you got to be careful. Still no spellcasters in the mix as well. Oh, so if he ever swaps, and the thing is basically, look, Serral clearly has the mindset of he needs to win. If Maru gets a 5th or a 6th, he's just going to die. Like, that is clearly what Serral thinks here. He's like, no. Like, I can't let you get too much economy because Zerg is just less cost efficient. I can't let you get there. And the 5th base is up, and I think he's just accepting. I don't think that's the worst idea. He just can't keep taking fights like that last one. He just threw away so much of his lead in those last 2 engagements. I think the first one was okay. This last one was pretty shit. These mutas very slowly killing SCVs, but gonna have to pull back. He's trying to take these top bases. There's no way. I really don't think Serral should even be committing to this, except as a bait to pull him out of position, right? Oh no, the Widow Mine failed. But he knows it's there. He knows it's there. He's prepared. Nothing in the top left. He's finally going to isolate that base. Finally. Jeroen's trying to rally up to the right. Going to get taken out. Maru's like, shit, this base is going down. Serral's quickly going to run home. Where are your overseers, Serral? Oh my god, they weren't here cleaning up this field. Taking some nasty Widow Mine shots. Oh, that was a big Widow Mine on the Ultra. Took out a bunch of Banes. Ultras and Banes roll forward, though, on the right-hand side. They do actually take out a little bit of the bio. They do push Maru back. Serral's got to pull home, dude. He's got to chill out for a second, and I really do think he needs something like Fungal or a huge Wing Run by or a Nidus. Like, there's got to be something to open this up. At the moment, I feel like Maru is, like, standing balanced on a chair that's, like, balancing on one leg. He's literally doing a circus trick right now. His position is so fragile bank-wise this entire game. Serral's got money to work with. Serral's going to try to just bash him home. He wants to knock him off this awkward position. And I think this time it's a much better fight. More Lings wrapping around whilst the... Oh, 6 spread from Maru. Oh my god, Maru. Dude, he created a beautiful arc there. And he's like, welcome. Welcome to my Terran Virgin. Is loose like sleeve of wizards, so many Banelings can fit in it before they die. Just kills them. He just kills so many Lings and Banes. The Banelings were barely even connecting. Banelings connecting with Marauders is not that bad, but it's if they're like literally not even connecting or only hitting a single Marauder, that's where it's trash. Now here the Ling Remax is scary though. Look at that. Oh, he spreads, and his Overseers and Lings take almost all of those hits, and the Ling surrounds. I think he's just got too much of a lead for too long. Serral. Oh, he loses his Overseers. The Ghost Cloak, they snipe. Oh my god, he's such a pain in the ass. Just die, Maru. Anybody else would have died by now. Serral 100% is like, dude, can you GTFO? Maru's like just giggling to himself. He's like, nope, I will not. Maru, I mean, I don't know, man. Percy might be ringing that bell. Walking down the Green Mile. Dead man walking. Dead man walking. Smacking his nightstick on the bars, being a bit of a dickhead. But I think, yeah, I think at this point, Maru probably is done. If you just look at the minerals. Without this base mining, he's got 40 SCVs. He doesn't have anywhere to mine. He's got no mineral income. Serral's still got mining there. He's going to be able to rebuild that. He's transferring drones up here. He's still got a couple mineral patches there. Couple mineral patches there. He's got Lings denying the right. Still a good army for Terran, but a big army for Zerg. Ling Bane Ultra is the way. It's the name of the game. It's all about tactics. It's about the positioning. It's about flanking them, doing run-bys, denying bases, and whenever you can, surround that army and ram home the victory. Without an overseer, you cannot fight the ghosts. They can always just cloak and eviscerate you. Ling's Bane's Ultra's running forward. A few good Widowmine shots on the rear. Corruptors, though. Corruptors will be able to punish a few of those pickups. Only 3, though. 3 Corruptors is not a lot. Most of those units get saved, but oh no! The SCVs! Ah, the Corruptors even unload. Serral says, this is what I think of Korea! Maru's like, holy shit, get some manners, mate. How dare you piss on my base? How dare you? Oh god, I love, man, Maru's micro. This base, if that survived, that would have been so sick. GG, well played. What a game. Maru knows how to take a punch. I'll tell you that. 537 Zerglings lost, 24 Mutas, 7 Corruptors, 15 Ultras. Up against 3 Thors, 101 SCVs, 15 Medevacs, 117 Marines, 91 Marauders, and 9 Ghosts. 33,000 resources lost for Maru, 43,000 for Serral. Holy shit. Oh my god. Yeah. Turns out, yeah, 16,000 resources more efficient is not enough when you let him get that much map control that early. Oh, these games. What's up, guys? This is the replay pack from the King of Battles. Make sure you guys go and support them. I'm not sure exactly how this replay pack gets given out. I believe people said if you subscribe, they're sending out the replays as you go to Alpha X Twitch channel, or is that it? Let me know, guys. I've just been moving house, and my mate sent me these replays like, check these out, cast them on stream. So I hope I'm allowed to do this. If not, I mean, I do want to say a massive thanks to Alpha X and all the people who are running this big Kubo International, King of Battles International. It's super sick. But if you guys have anything for that, let me know. As it is, let's go straight into game 3. It is tied up 1 map apiece. Down here in the bottom right hand side in the blue, the Terran player, he is Maru. And up here in the top left hand side in the red, it is Serral. People saying, okay, apparently it's just $10 if you support the prize pool of the tournament, support the tournament with a $10 support on Matcherino, you can get the replay pack. I'll do that as soon as we're done here because I don't want to be cheating them. That's that. I didn't realize I was dodging a thing. So apparently just $10 to get access to these replays, and you'd also be, of course, supporting an awesome brand new Premier StarCraft tournament that has just popped up. They've run qualifiers all around. Ryan has said this specific set is free. They released this series on Twitter. They said, guys, cast this. Watch it. Have fun. As a bit of a teaser. But if you want all of the replays, because there's tons of replays in this tournament, it's kind of like a GSL format, but with everyone from all around the world. Super sick. So apparently you guys could find this on the Alpha X SC2 Twitter. Of course, Team Alpha, and then X, the letter X. Alpha X SC2. Give it a Google. Look them up on Twitter. Give them a follow. Give their Twitch channel a follow. I believe they've been streaming it all on their Twitch channel Alpha X SC2. If you guys watching live can drop some links in chat, I'll throw those in the YouTube description. I believe the tournament is going over the course of like a week and a half. So I think it finishes at the end of this week. I'm not 100% sure. You guys can let me know. Maru is not SCV scouting. I would have one base Ravager. Serral's a greater man than me. He's like hatch first every game. I'd be one base Ravagering. If I was put in Serral's body and people thought I was him, I'd be doing that like game 3 of every best of 3, man. I'd be like, you're not scouting, I didn't kill you. Or I'd do like a 30 drone Ravager Ling attack where I'm like, oh, you got a 3rd command center? You're dead. Apparently the last day of the tournament is the 10th of October. Nope, that's American date form. 11th of October, no worries. Ugh, gross. No, thank you very much. Happy birthday, Rick Baker. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much, Freddle, for the 16-month resub before as well. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, please do hop on and support. If you're watching on YouTube, there is a link to my Patreon down below the stream. We don't make a lot from advertising dollars, but I guess you could always whitelist the channel as well. That is another way if you can't afford to get your YouTube red or that sort of thing. But if you do watch a lot of the content and oh my god, he just got a drone. Oh, that Reef is very aroused right now. He's absolutely pitching a tent inside that little jetpack suit. If you guys are enjoying the content, you find yourself watching a lot of it, please do think about supporting on the Patreon. If you guys are watching live on Twitch and you're enjoying it, please do consider subscribing. You can do that for free if you've got Amazon Prime once a month. Pick a streamer of your choice. And of course, it is just Twitch. Just go to the streamer, link your Amazon to your Twitch, and you can give a Twitch Prime subscription. You get all the benefits except for the ad-free experience. And essentially, it just gives you the emotes and all that sort of stuff. And of course, I do like you guys to try to think, they'll be like, oh, it's free content. There's free content everywhere. That's cool. But, it is something which is only allowed to continue because of the generosity of a few. We basically do a pay what you think it's worth model. And it's not always the smartest model, but it is one where we try and encourage everyone to just think of it like, if you watch a lot of the content and you can afford to cheer 100 bits, a $1 or $2 tip, a $5 tip, even if that's only once in a year of watching, if you tip $5, if everyone who tuned into the stream pretty regularly did that, we'd be able to actually keep things going. So it does actually make a huge difference. If you guys are on mobile, !tip if you want that donation link. Otherwise, it is just down below the stream. And just a big thanks to everyone who does go above and beyond to do that. I wouldn't be able to do it otherwise. And honestly, I know I'm very blessed here, but a big thank you to everyone for being part of the community and sticking with me. I know things are a bit off schedule and dissected at the moment as we've just moved house, but I'm so happy we got a really exciting action-packed series to cast for you guys. And just thank you everyone for hanging out. If you're new to the channel, just click the follow button and enjoy hanging out. That's all we ask of you, is just be a positive presence. And whenever we're streaming normal ladder games, please ask me any questions. Maybe you're struggling on ladder. Maybe you don't know how to beat battle cruisers. Shout it out in chat whenever I'm laddering. Obviously, when I'm casting, I'm not going to answer those questions, but at the end of this cast, the end of this game, I'll answer some of those as well. Always happy to try and help you guys out, and a big thank you. So there's oh my god, a big wave of support. Thank you so much, guys. We'll get those sound alerts and replay those and give some special thanks after the cast. Big thank you, though, just very quickly. Pyrodox for the Twitch Prime, Zombie Bam for the Twitch Prime, Moldy Taco for the big 1000-bit cheer, and OC Bass with 100 bits. If you guys could slap a bit of bacon down in chat to say thank you. That's how we say thanks in pig culture. I would like us all to just slap a bit of bacon on the kitchen counter, leave it out until it gets a little bit, maybe not moldy, but at least a few beads of condensation and just a little bit of a, makes your nose turn up a little bit like a little piggy nose. Another 200 bits from the Magic Tool Bus and 100 bits from Hard Dunkachuds as well. And Salt Tosser with the Twitch Prime. Holy shizzle fizz. Let's slap that bacon. Good thing I bought bacon as the first thing I bought at the new house. I was ready to give it to you guys. All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's talk about this game. It's once again super quick third command center on location. But you know what? There's a gas missing and another gas missing. You know what that means, guys? Ultras. 4 gas ultralisk. Serral wants that 4th base up. He's going to drone it, and he's going to be going for a quick infestation pit, a quick hive. So ultra off the back of Lingbane Queen. Now, I always like to play 9 queens, at least 8 if I play this style. Serral, though, takes a 5th gas and drops a Hydra down. Okay, different to what I thought. Does drop that gas just slightly later than I expected. He's going to be playing Hydra Zergling Baneling. Here we go, though. He's got to defend on this side. Baneling speed's still about 30 seconds away. Those queens way out of position. They're a bit slow to the party. Trying to buy time here. A bunch of creep tumors do get sniped off. Maru pulling way off creep. And here we go. Queen's coming forward. The Lingbane getting ready to engage. One queen goes down. The other queen's getting a little bit weak, but a quick pullback there. The Hellions with some nice micro. Oh, he does lose a bunch of Marines there. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, that's painful. That is painful. Maru losing a bunch of Marines there. It looked like an almost flawless engagement where he was going to really just destroy Serral. But Serral did salvage it with that Baneling hit. It's still very close, though. Baneling speed's done, but remember, 1-1 advantage to Terran for about another 30 seconds. These queens can't afford to lose any. Another queen goes down, but a couple Marines do go down in trade. Many of them saved, though. 4th command center is here. The Widow Mine production is underway. We've got 6th and 7th barracks. So because he's being more aggressive here on Lightshade, Maru is actually opting to go into a bit of a slower 4th command center, bit of a slower 2nd factory, and not getting the 6, 7, 8 barracks, just a 6th and 7th barracks. So less Marauders, slower Drilling Claws, slower Thors, slower all that stuff, but more mine production earlier and more of a focus on attacking. Maru wants to take the fight to Serral here. We were talking about how players have been playing more defensive as a way of adapting to the lag and the ping, as players are all playing cross-server. But is this maybe a bit too much for Maru? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. I think it's one of those things where the Hydras are so good at stopping this sort of aggression, and I think upon seeing these Hydras, he's going to need to swap into tanks. You can continue to play mines, but it gets dicey. So let's go look at his base. He's got a 3rd factory on the way, in fact, is it? Or is that the 2nd factory? No, that's a 3rd factory. Swaps into tanks there, continuing. He might even build both. Some tanks, some mines, and that can work. With a 3rd factory, ooh, maybe you can go tanks and mines and have like a biomech style almost, like a lot more factory units than you'd normally have. Just blows up the Widow Mine with the Banelings before it can fire. Well done by Serral, but look out! On the north, he's caught unawares. His unit's way out of position. Oh, the Queens respond, the Lings respond though. Look at that. The Queens come in a lovely arc. The Lings get the surround. The Medevacs take a few hits from those Queens. And Maru's trying to create threat on 2 sides of the map behind this. Yeah, another tech lab. He's going to have some nice tank production. Doesn't have any vehicle upgrades yet. Ooh, he picks up at the ready point Medevac. Oh my god, you daredevil. Hive does start up behind this. So Serral, I mean, he's got good control here. He's split his Hydraling Bane into 2 squads. He's got to get that creep further out. The 4th command center is going to go down to the bottom here for Maru. So Maru is going to take that. Does he have tech labs up? Wait. Oh, that was only the 4th and 5th ranks. Never mind me, guys. He went for an insanely quick 4th command center. There's the 6th, 7th, 8th barracks. Okay. He actually delayed his 4th and 5th barracks a little bit even. So Maru really wants the quick 4-base setup, and he's just exploding into that big production. Does he remember concussive? If you're a Terran fan, you really want to hope he does here. He's up in upgrades just very temporarily here, so he's going to try and use it, at least put a dent in the creep at the very least. Tank count is now growing. But with that Hive coming in, I'm not sure if getting stuck on bio tank here is what you really want. Tanks are not the worst thing against Ultras, but they're also not the greatest. Just because the Ultraling Bane can kind of wrap around you so quickly, unless you got those tanks kind of behind a wall or on a high ground or in a little nook or cranny, it does sometimes feel a little bit flaccid. And the Marines Marauders Mines coming down. They find the 5th base on the bottom side. 6th base, I should say. That does go down. No cancel once again here. Hydra's on the top getting ready for a run by on that base, but there's more than enough there. And just trying to bait him into bad mine shots. A couple of good mine shots. Picks up, gets out. Maru. And you can see that unit's loss tab down here. Already looking very good for Maru. Yes, Serral just had 1,000 APM. Someone's spamming. 2 Vipers are on the way. Okay, going to use those, of course, to Blinding Cloud the siege tanks. Use some parasitic bombs as well. I actually think in this game, a 3rd Viper would be amazing. Maru. Pull back. Oh, okay, Serral commits a bit deeper than I thought. Does take out the Widow Mines. Ultra Cavern is on the way now. Oh, this game's going to get so big. Guys, I actually have no idea who wins this. Oh my god. I really, because the spoiler that I thought I saw was talking about something completely different to this game. So I'm like, oh my, I don't know if they've already had a rematch or what, but this is, oh my god. This is a big game. Hydraling Bane Viper. Maru. The Marauder Wall. Oh, big Blinding Clouds. And a Parasitic Bomb goes down. Oh, very nice. Nice engagement there by Serral. Maru, oh, he's got tank there. Nice. He's got tanks anchoring his positions on both sides of the map. He's lost the tanks on the bottom left, but he's secured his own 5th base there. So I think he's okay. He's got his 3/3 upgrades on the way. I'd love to see with this extra Widow Mine focus, more armor upgrades for the vehicles. I wouldn't mind a 2nd armory. to prepare for the future. This is the sort of composition where Broodlords would be amazing. As I say that, though, there are Ghosts powering up. Ghosts, of course, very good versus Broodlords if used correctly. A big army coming in. This is most of Serral's army. This is most of Serral's army. He wants to take this base out. He wants to route this. He wants to send Maru packing. But, oh man, no Widow Mines or tanks here is a problem. But is that enough? Is it enough? It's enough Banelings to kill the base, but can he get out of there? He takes out only 4 SCVs, just a planetary on its own, not the end of the world. Gonna try to turn around on the high ground and push back Maru. Ooh, I don't know. This is looking kind of dicey for Serral right now. If he loses all these Hydras, that could get kind of rough. But, oh, look at that. The whole army comes from the north. Remember, those guys were on guard duty at the top of the map. And he says, nah, there's no way you're retaking this base. I want more damage, and I'm here with a vengeance. If those Banelings can get in the mineral line, that could be big. But a lot of Bio Mine Ghost coming forward. Let's check that units lost tab at the end of that. A 4,000 units lost lead for Maru. That's not as big as he'd like it to be. He's going to try and take a 5th on the north of the map. Remember that Maru is trading better so far. There are middle bases, but he's actually blocking that one with the creep. I actually think Serral should probably be taking this base right now. I think mining off those middle bases might be the secret to victory. If this game turns into an epic like map 1 and map 2, he's gonna need them. Only a small bio army, no tanks anchoring. A big Widow Mine shot though to start things off. Good split on the Parasitic Bomb there. The other Parasitic Bomb, though, still doing a fair bit of damage. A lot of depots get torn down. Banelings find their way onto the bio. Ooh, Ultras are here as well. Remember, they got Chitinous Plating and Anabolic Synthesis. 3-3 Adrenal Glands have all been remembered. Spire is almost finished here. So Serral wants to add those Corruptors as a bit more of an efficient anti-air unit in the late game than the Hydras. He's going to burrow Zerglings under these bases. And you know what? He's keeping him pinned on 4 bases. This looks like he's managed to strangle the beast. Finally. It's like watching an anaconda strangle a hippopotamus, you know? Serral here is just dislocating his jaw, but I don't think he, you know, at the start of this series anyway, I don't think he anticipated the girth of Maru's Terran. You know, he's trying to he's like, okay, I've knocked you unconscious. You know, I've just got to try and swallow you. And it's like, dude, this Terran is too big. He's too chunky, man. He's a big boy, and he's weathering the punches, but I do feel he's a bit too spread too thin now. Look at that. What's he got up here? A couple ghosts? He's got to get out of there. He can't defend both flanks. I really think Maru's making a mistake by going for that top base. I think he needed to double down on this base down here in the bottom left. Otherwise, this low ground expand is just way too exposed. Now, Serral does back off the top left after burrowing a Zergling, but once again, look at that. Just 3 Banelings into the Widow Mines. One of the best ways to clear mines, especially if they're clumped. Just send 3 Banelings in. Only takes 3 Banelings to kill a mine. It does massive, massive damage. He's going to try and expand to this top corner, but this base is always going to be a soft spot. I mean, I like that there's 2 tanks up here that he can fall back to. That means he needs a clump of Marine Marauder there. And, okay, those tanks are going to help, but there's no bio nearby. Now, Serral, I would love him to have a few more changelings foraging for information, looking forward, seeing what they can get. A few abducts that come down. Oh, he pulls back the Banelings specifically so they don't blow up in those tanks. Lings on the top get cleaned up. Oh, Serral, I think he could kill that base if he had anti-air, but he doesn't really have much. He's got 7 Hydras in the mix. He's adding flyer attacks. Did he just build another Spire? Yes, he did. Oof, double flyer attack. And always the chance for a big 3-3 Broodlord swap then. That's going to be real nice. I like that. Adding ranged upgrades on the ground for the Hydras as well. That's something. Hydra damage output falls off really hard as you focus on the melee upgrades. That's Parasitic Bombs. 1 Viper goes down. Ooh, gets the building command center and the other one. Some snipes are going to land in a big way though. Those Marauders tank the Banelings. 3 Ultras go goodbye. Bye-bye. Ultra's taken some damage, but definitely important because the Terran is pushed back to 3 base, and I think we've just got a Maru who's being choked out. If Maru can win this game from here, this will be the greatest comeback he's ever made. And he's made some big comebacks, but this position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 base Serral with 3,000, 1,500 in the bank against a broke Maru who's on 180 supply. He's barely got a 4th mining. At 17 minutes into the game, his bases are starting to run dry. If he can come back from here, this will be just incredible. I'll be so goddamn impressed. Ooh, gotta watch out. That's a big field. Good pullback there. Tanks and mines, very scary to engage into. He's going to go in on the south. SCVs are in the open one more time. Forces the lift, pulls back. He's like, come back to mine and I'll go again, buddy. Does he do it? Does he do it? The ghosts are going to punish. The ghosts are going to punish. They're like, oi, get out of here. Nice. Some big snipes there. 3 of the ultras fall. Picks up and saves some of the ghosts. And, I mean, oh my god, he even throws a blinding cloud and comes in from the north as well. Serral, you madman. That looked like an absolutely atrocious fight on the south. I think it turns okay. Oh my god, he's avoiding those deadly. I feel like he should be killing the orbital. He gets it. Gets the orbital at the same time as taking out some ghosts and a lot of marauders. He's taking this base now. Already did kill that tumor I talked about to take this base down here. Just going to keep making Ultra Ling Bane. Why change it up? It's working. Great Aspire, +2 attack. You can always finish with a wave of Broodlords if he needs. I really like tanks when you've got great defensive positions, but these bases are just too spread out. They're spread too thin. So I think as I look at these maps, I think I'm getting a sense for just how many big wide open spaces and how far apart some of these expansions are. And don't get me wrong, I love it when players have to fight for their expansions. But yeah, it kind of feels like Maru didn't get enough done early with that attack through the north. And I mean, it was through such a wide open field. Perhaps he chose the wrong angle and should have come through the middle somewhere, used some of that high ground, low ground. Oh, the Zerglings take a few Widowmine shots and he comes in a massive Ultra Baneling flood, forces the lift on that command center before it can finish morphing. Baneling's crashing through. There's not much support. I think this will become a very bad trade, but oh, he focuses the Overseer with the Ghost. The Ling Overseer runs in, surrounds the Ghost. They're all about to die. And at the last second, Maru clicks them on the Overseer. Protection's gone. The Zerglings have to retreat. And Maru holds onto that bottom base. Now, he's still in such a bad spot, but he is fighting like an absolute champ. He's up 7,000 resources lost. And that Serral has lost 7,000 resources more. Ooh. There is a burrowed Zergling there, giving a bit of nice pervert vision as well. I like that. You can kind of see where the army is. And he's just not going to let that base land. He says, nope, just going to keep picking off these SCVs. Snipes from the high ground will do something, but... whoa, Baneling's flanking! Oh my god, from every single angle! Oh my lord, Serral, you psychopath. You absolute monstrosity. My gosh. By golly, he's done it. Oh my god. Oh, what a series. Oh my god. I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack, dude. That was insane. Let's take a look at some of these numbers, shall we? 43 Widow Mines, 544 Zerglings, 171 Banelings. It's an almost pure Ling Bane style. 18 tanks, 53 Marauders, 100 Marines. Oh my god, 83 SCVs versus 1 drone. I think that's this series in a nutshell. 83 SCVs versus 1 drone. The match we've all been waiting for, and it did deliver. GG, well played. Serral takes down the 2-1 there in the King of Battles match. I have no idea what that impact that had. I have to catch up with the tournament and kind of see what's going on in it. But I will get some replays from it and try and cast them. I believe that ended up being, apparently that was a Group A match for the winners match there. So Serral went out in first place. Whoo! GG. Thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Thank you very much for the love. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.